Now in your 20s is the time not to amass personal debt, to be chained to a car payment or a mortgage, maybe even chained to a career that you're really not sure about. Now's the time to travel the world a little bit. You'll never be as free as you are right now to go and see things and do things. You can travel so cheaply on your own. A buddy of mine, he's not here today. He lost his job and he went on unemployment. It was a commercial real estate company that went out of business. He had a good job with him. He claims unemployment. He's like, I can stay here and look for a job, or I got unemployment benefits for a few months. So he actually went to Colombia and lived for like a month. You know, experienced the culture. Now's the time to do it. If you had a wife, kids, car, house payment, couldn't do it. Those things chain you down. You say, hey, I want to go there, but I'm stuck with this car. Got to sell it. Stuck with this mortgage, can't move. So don't limit yourself by chaining yourself to things that really don't matter in life. Travel is the big thing. When you go to other countries and you see how people live, you see simplicity and happiness. You see how women in other countries treat men. You'll come back to America and go, how did we get so far off? You know, feminism, that was a big one. And then, you know, the feminist movement came along and guys decided they were going to be emasculated. Probably our grandfathers and great-grandfathers would look at us these days and just shake their heads and go, oh, man. As I said in the community tapes, back then, men knew their role and women knew their role, and it didn't cross very much, you know. And women will say, they watch this and go, well, that's really crap because we deserve as much opportunity. But you admit that most of the problems in American culture come down to women trying to fill roles that are traditional men. It's very politically incorrect, good. And then men convalescing, acquiescing their role as leaders and accepting that. And say, oh, it's really cool that my wife works. How great is that? You know, we got a nanny for the kids, and we do this and do that. She's so independent. Yeah, wait till she's tired of your ass. Okay. It's painful. It will happen. It will happen to many people in this room. So I don't know. I've got friends that have made it to almost 40, never been married, no kids. And I say, what do you think? Do you want kids? And I'm like, you know, you have to decide that. It's not a bad. You got to take your life and define it how you want. So number 10, coming down to that, mistake to make in your 20s. And I stole this. Here's a question. Another guy on that list of people. Get anything you can get your hands on by a guy named Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N. He just died last year. Brilliant man. He's American business philosopher. His stuff is golden. Probably the most, he was a contemporary of Zig Ziglar. Everybody's heard of Zig Ziglar. If you're in sales, you've heard of him. He's a great guy. Jim Rohn was contemporary. Zig Ziglar always said that, hey, it's got to be attitude. And Jim Rohn was always about education. He's like, you know, if you take somebody, you get them all hyped up and charged up, they're just a really excited idiot. You got to educate them too. So they got to be charged up, excited about life and going after these things, but they got to be educated too, so they're not just a fanatic about it. And then you can't have somebody who's just educated and doesn't have the attitude to go with it, because, you know, they're the stodgy technician that doesn't get along with people and difficult. So Jim Rohn, read Zig Ziglar's books too. If you're in sales, everybody eventually makes it to the line of sales. You got guys in all different variety walks of life, but everything will get down to sales. You know, when you go out and you do pickup, it's really sales, and the stuff I'm not chasing actually have translated into sales that I do. You don't want to be the salesperson. Hey, I'm trying to chase the customer, the client. Man, get with a product or a company or somebody that has value, and then you introduce yourself and you step back. And you know confidently, hey, I got the best thing going. You can come to me. So many times you see salespeople chasing. But anyways, back to that. There's a guy, a famous sales trainer called Brian Tracy. If you get a hold of his tapes, he does a lot of DVDs and audio files that you can listen to. But anyways, he asked this in his seminar, what is the number one waste of time? In your 20s, what's the number one waste of time? Answers. Facebook. That's pretty good. What number one waste of time? TV. It's a good one. Generally a waste of time. Sleep too much, right? Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Those are good things. Number one waste of time is staying in a bad relationship. You could just ingrain that in your brain. You will save yourself so much time, energy, effort. I see my friends I've seen them in bad relationships, and you all know somebody's been in bad relationships. You may have grown up in a home that was a bad relationship. And what is the old saying? Is that every kid would rather be from a broken home than live in one? It's kind of the same way. Why do you want to stick around in a broken relationship that doesn't work? Oh, well, you know, she moved in to help me pay the mortgage payment. She moved in to help me pay the rent. You know, it's cheaper to, then the things go sour and you're now stuck with this person. So here's the signs. I'm going to hit on bullet point, then we'll do a Q&A. Red flags in a relationship. I've got a lot of this stuff in my blog. This is in my blog archives. You can go back. But if you see yourself in this anytime, or you see friends say, man, wake up. These are red flags. Arguments, poor communication, or lying of any kind. One of my early business partners, I used to say this with clients. You get a difficult client right out of the gate, and you're like, oh. And we would always say, if this is the honeymoon, I can't wait to see how the marriage is going to be. So if it's really bad in the first stages, in the first few months, personal experience, you can have a relationship with a woman for 2 or 3 years and never have an argument. There are women out there like that. So don't think, well, we have a healthy debate about things. No, not really. Okay, so arguments, poor communication, lying, bad. Jealousy or suspicion. If she doesn't let you have boys' night out, if she just tries to keep you from your friends, if you say, hey, Friday night, boys' night out, I'm going with my friends, we're going to hang out, we're going to talk trash, solve the world's problems, we're going to get drunk and flirt with girls. Seriously, you may not say, we'll get drunk and flirt with girls. You say, yeah, we're going to drink. We're going to drink some Irish whiskey, we're going to drink some Jack. There's a couple guys who've seen me on that downtown. Maybe not say, hey, I'm going to flirt with girls, but they know. They know you're going to hang out with your friends. If they're single friends, they know what's going to happen. It's implicit. They'll accept it. If it's a good woman, she'll accept it. If she's like jealous and doesn't want you going out with your buddies or tries to keep you to herself, huge red flag. It's because it's only going to get worse. Someday you decide to get married and have kids with her. You want to go play golf on Saturday with your buddies. Guess what? No, you're not. She'll say, I worked hard all week. Here's the kid. Your turn. I'm going to go have breakfast with my girlfriends, she'll say. And you're like, oh, what? You know, I'm going to go to the YMCA and take a long run and work out. You stay with the kids. But Scott, my friends, no. You set the stage for it. So don't, you know, nip that in the bud. She's gone. Jealousy, or if she's suspicious of you. Physical or emotional abuse of any kind. I mean, that's to say, but you know what? So many guys get so wrapped up in a woman that they'll put up with that. You know, if there's ever any slapping or hitting, man, it's just red sign, red flag. And you think it's crazy, but there's some, you know, really hot chicks out there that get crazy, you know. And maybe that's not on you, but she picks up a vase and throws it across the room and crashes. You know, she gets upset in a tirade. Red flag. It's only going to get worse from there. You can't change her. You can't change people. What you see is what you get. She may mature some, but she's going to be the person she is. Look at her mom. That's how you tell. I'd love to meet your mom. When can we meet your mom? If you get serious about a girl, find out. That's as soon as you want to do. If I want to hang out with a girl on more than one occasion, I'm like, well, tell me about your parents. How's your relationship with your mom? Oh, I hate her, can't stand her. All right, we don't talk. Oh, my mom's crazy. She's been married 3 times. I'm like, thank you for that information. The acorn never falls far from the tree. Exactly. Look at your dad. You want to figure out what you're going to be like? 10 minutes? You want to know what you're going to be like? Look at your dad. You know, if you grew up in the household, if he was an absentee dad, it's scary. When I turned 40, I'm like, God. I told my dad, I said, I used to think 40 was old. He's like, I used to think 70 was old. I'm like, you know what? 70's not old anymore to me. It's only 30 years away. It's closer now. All right. Back to this. Red flags. Just so important. This is probably lack of proper boundaries for the management of time and or money. You take any person, male or female, the way they manage time is exactly the way they manage money. If they are hairy, scary, they show up late, they're never on time, they overcommit to things, guess what they do with their money? It's the same things. People manage time and money in about the same ways. They really do. Someone's tight, protects their time, they're probably really good with protecting their money. So you look at that woman. If she has really issues with time management or money management, and if a woman ever has any, if she is like in debt to her gills, she's materialistic, you know, you don't want to stick with her. She may be fun. Girls are fun. You girls watching this, You like to play games with guys as much as you like to play games with you. It's so true. Women do that. Surprise, surprise. Any woman that has extreme need for approval. Same thing, go back to what her parents, how they raised her.